Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, it is KingNido here, and we are kicking off round 10 in the wondrous Levere City as the Candy Hearts are hosting the Saffron Powerlinks, and the Powerlinks definitely want to win this match because they need it to try and get back into the Elite Four, whereas the Levere Candy Hearts are just trying to get themselves into a Leaders 8 position. So let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this one. Will it be the Fairy types? Will it be the Fighting types? Let's go! But as I said, the Powerlinks want to get back into that Elite Four, and they're starting out with Glade and Iron Valiant, but it will be Carbink and Klefki starting out for the Levere Candy Hearts. And immediately we get a Play Rough onto Carbink from Iron Valiant. Great hit there. It's also going to lower that attack stat of Carbink, who is much more defensive, but it followed up by the Bite from Glade, which isn't very effective, but so much damage already being done to Carbink as we get the mean look onto Iron Valiant from Klefki, so it can no longer escape. It has no intention of running away in this matchup, and I hope you don't either, as the arm thrust onto Glade from Carbink is going to do such little damage with this multi-hit move. Glade will be able to shake all of these off, as it's not very effective, even though it did get those 3 hits in there. Iron Valiant, though, is going to respond for its side with the Frost Breath onto Klefki here. And not very effective. Gets an okay hit there though, because it was that critical hit. Glade follows it up with the Side Beam. It will get that stab boost, and Carbink is in KO range as we get the Crab Hammer onto Iron Valiant. Critical hit. Great strike there by Klefki. And now the Shadow Force is being set up by Carbink, who vanishes instantly. You got to think if it goes for Glade, Glade will surely be eliminated, as the Defend Order is set up by Iron Valiant, boosting both its physical and special defense. It's much more of an offensive Pokemon, having that 130 base attack, 120 base special attack, but we'll get the triple dive now onto Klefki from Glade. This move is also going to strike 3 times, but it is doing much more damage than what Klefki did to Glade earlier on. Sorry, I believe it was Carbink did to Glade earlier on, but those 3 strikes, great work there. Klefki is going to respond though with the Gigaton Hammer, and it's super effective, and Iron Valiant is eliminated. I did not expect to see Klefki be the one take out Iron Valiant in this matchup, but Carbink now is going with the Shadow Force onto Glade. Super effective connection there, and out comes Tauros in its Blaze Breed, immediately going for the Incinerate, which will take out Klefki with that super effective hit. Not very effective on Carbink there, but a fantastic follow-up by the Saffron Powerlinks, immediately leveling the playing field, and that is exactly what the Fighting types need. They don't want the Levere Candy Hearts getting out to an early advantage, as the Encore is going to fail from Glade. This will open the door for Carbink to go for the Stuffed Cheeks, but it just had its Leopard burnt up by Tauros. Now out comes Grimmsnarl for the Levere Candy Hearts, as Tauros immediately sets up the Toxic Spikes, and that is fantastic because you want those Fairy types to be poisoned as they come onto the field. They still have 3 Pokemon on the bench, and the Sucker Punch from Glade is going to fail. Yet another move failing for the Psychic Fighting type, which allows the Bleak Wind Storm from Grimmsnarl. Super effective on both Fighting type Pokemon, but gets the elimination of Glade. It does lower that speed of Tauros as well, so I wonder if Grimmsnarl will be able to move quicker than the Fighting Fire type, as the Swagger on to Tauros is going to boost that already impressive 110 attack stat, but it's going to leave it confused as well, so it has the potential to do damage to itself, as out comes Persimmon for the Saffron Powerlinks, and immediately going for the Trick Room. This is going to change the speed order, which I think Carbink is going to appreciate, having those twisted dimensions, allowing it now to go for a super effective Fairy Wind onto Persimmon. Great hit there, gets that critical hit, the Fairy types having that type advantage over the Fighting types, and here is Tauros. In its confused state, it is able to shake it off and goes with the foul play onto Grimmsnarl, who tanks that not very effective hit. And Grimmsnarl is going to respond with the Aura Sphere, and Tauros holds on, but Carbink could get the quick elimination. Instead goes for the Reflect type, and choosing Persimmon, it is going to become a Soul Fighting type Pokemon. Tauros could actually eliminate itself in its confused state here. Does shake it off yet again though, and goes for the Gravity, so that Gravity will intensify. There are no Flying types on the field right now to be brought down to the ground, but Grimmsnarl is going for the Hone Claws, boosting that attack and boosting that accuracy. See if it can capitalize on that boosted accuracy and hit some targets, as Persimmon can't bounce because of the Gravity. It tried to go for the bounce, but Tauros, having set up a Gravity, but the Liquidation super effective onto Tauros. Carbink takes out the Fighting Fire Blaze Breed Pokemon, And Persimmon with that receiver ability does get the anchor point ability from Toro. See if it can max out that attack stat as the X Scissor onto Persimmon. Not very effective from Grimmsnarl, but gets a really good hit with that boosted attack, and Persimmon does respond with the Psycho Cut, and Carbink is taken out of this matchup. Although the Levere Candy Hearts are one Pokemon ahead with 4 remaining as they send out Dashbun. Saffron Powlinks are still in this, and they send out Hawlucha onto the field. And Dashbun, as we remember earlier, those Toxic Spikes were set up, so it's immediately Poison coming onto the field. And a Psychic from Grimmsnarl, super effective. Onto Hawlucha. Hawlucha holds on though, barely. Persimmon responding with the Air Slash onto Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl tanks yet another hit, and Dashbun with the Happy Hour must be feeling confident with the way this matchup is going for the Levere Candy Hearts right now. They're in 15th place. They really want that victory, and the Gyro Ball onto Dashbun. Super effective. Not that you would think with the way Dashbun was able to take that hit, and there is that Poisoning doing just as much damage. Grimmsnarl responding for its side with this Swallow, which does fail. And this opens the door for Persimmon to go for yet another Air Slash onto Grimmsnarl. And Dashbun responds by setting up the sunny day, that harsh sunlight beaming down over the field. See if anyone goes for a Solar Beam as Hawlucha goes for the Toxic, not wanting Grimmsnarl to be left out of this poison party. It is also going to be suffering from this poison, except it is badly poisoned, so it is going to get progressively worse with every turn, trying to eliminate this Dark Fairy Pokemon. There's Dashbun also feeling the effects of its own poisoning. And those Twisted Dimensions have returned to normal, so the Speed Order is back to normal. And Hawlucha, the quickest on the field, immediately going for the Withdraw, boosting its defense, although it is an easy target. I don't know if it should have boosted its defense. As the double kick onto Persimmon from Dashbun. There's the first kick and the second kick. Persimmon's still holding on. Both Hawlucha and Persimmon are in knockout range though, and Persimmon responding with the foul play. Not very effective. Gets an okay hit onto the Tasty Pupper though. And Grimmsnarl with the low sweep onto Hawlucha. Not very effective, but gets the elimination, so it is effective enough. There's only 2 Pokemon remaining now for the Saffron Powlings, as Dashbun and Grimmsnarl feeling the effects of their poisoning. We are going to find out now who the last Pokemon for the Fighting type team is, as that Gravity does return to normal, and it is Quavel coming out for the Saffron Powlings, and immediately Dashbun going for a Swallow. We saw this fail for Grimmsnarl just before, and it fails for Dashbun as well. This opens the door for Quavel to go for the Aura Sphere onto Grimmsnarl and gets the elimination, capitalizing on that part Dark typing. Persimmon follows it up though with the Night Slash here onto Dashbun. Not very effective. Dashbun holds on. This poisoning though could eliminate it, but it holds on from that to it's surely got one more turn left in it. And out comes Gardevoir for the Levere Candy Hearts, immediately being poisoned as well. I think we could have seen Gallade and Gardevoir on the team at the same time, but Kowtow Cleave onto Persimmon from Dashbun gets the quick elimination. Quavel is all by itself. 3 Fairy types to contend with, goes for the Super Feint, but Gardevoir is able to avoid that attack and responds with a Harden, so it is going to boost its defense now. Keep in mind, it is much more specially based, but Dashbun will be taken out of this matchup due to its poisoning. So now there are only 2 Fairy types left for Quavel to contend with. It's still in this matchup, even though it is at a type disadvantage, and there's Gardevoir feeling the effects of its poisoning, but out comes Mimikyu, and it has that disguise ability, but it won't prevent it from landing in those Toxic Spikes, so it is poisoned as well, and immediately it goes with the Shore Up, but it is still at full strength, so that is going to do nothing, allowing Quavel to go for the Flare Blitz onto Gardevoir. A great hit. Gardevoir holds on, and Quavel does get the recoil damage as well. And Gardevoir responds with a Fire type move. Overheat onto Quavel. Not very effective. Gets some great damage in there, lowering Gardevoir's special attack a great deal in the process. And it does have that base 125 special attack, as there is that poisoning taking effect. Gardevoir should still hold on from this, and that it does, but it is such an easy target right now. But first, Mimikyu is going to go for the hold back. Quavel is still in this and responds with the Happy Hour. It should not be dancing on the field right now. It has not won this matchup. And Gardevoir is going to prevent that from happening, because it goes with the super effective Flying Press, and the Saffron Powlings have lost yet another game. This is not what they needed. They will not get back into the Elite Four here today. But the Fairy types with another much needed victory move themselves up into 13th place and have gotten their 4th win here today. Next round they will be taking on the Striking Greens, whereas the Fighting type side next round will be taking on the Pastoria Cascade as they have just dropped down to 7th place. But until then, Nidorinos and Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.